Welcome back, and if you were with us yesterday, you saw us reviewing the newly released Corsair HS55 Gaming headset. Wow, it was an awesome one. Make sure to go check it out. But today, we're going to take a look at the budget option, the HS55. Inside your box of the HS55, well, you can get your headset, your splitter, and then, of course, all your paperwork that's in the box. And as far as comfort of the HS55, well, it's pretty much the exact same as the 65 if you watched that before. You look at her here, you got that full swivel, all the way flat, a little bit forward, ear cups in and out. You got the adjustment on the headband, nice clicky adjustment, and it holds its position right there. But again, you have all that movement right in there. Now, the ear pads on the 55 are full pleather. Inside, out, top, and bottom as far as size, they're pretty much the exact same as we saw on the 65s. My ears didn't touch the inside of drivers or any means. They didn't get pinched anywhere. Going up to the headband, still fully pleather, nice and plush going across the entire deal. And checking out the weight on the HS55, we are going to get 250 grams. So looking at that weight of the 55s here, why they're coming in a little bit lighter than the 65s is, well, the build of this headset is pretty much all plastic. Taking a look at it right here, all of this is plastic going around. You have different forks right here. They're actually going into ear cup to ear cup on the side rather than that one little band going over. Now this bracket up here is actually plastic, but your headband adjustment right in there, your headband support, is metal. So again, this is pretty much all plastic minus the metal right there. On the 65s, we had all that metal down here. And with my stress test of the 55s, I still get that U, how it holds that shape of the U headband right there. When I bend that out, you can just see it's the ear cups bending out. When I twist it up, it twists up plenty fine. Now, I don't think many of us are gonna really be stretching our head out that far. Like I stated, even with the comfort, it's gonna hold that U shape. So if you got a really big head, again, it might be an issue for you. As see for me, it kind of wraps perfectly around my head. So I think if you got a whole lot of hair or maybe a really big head, you might have an issue since, again, that U headband doesn't really flex out. And talking about the build more on the 55s here, with it holding that position up top, with these brackets being plastic, it makes me nervous. It really does, because again, constantly pulling it out. Me personally, when I put my headset on, I mean, I don't game with the hat, but I put it on, bam, I'm like that, right? So bam, I'm like that, then I take it off and I pull it out. I don't know how you put yours on, but over time, constantly doing that, where it's holding its shape so good up here and we're just bending down there, that makes me worried. And I have a feeling something would break over time. Features and functions on the HS55, back left ear cup, you have your volume wheel, tops out at the highest, bottoms out at the lowest. Your 3.5 cable, as you can see right here, is attached to the headphones. You cannot remove it. Your microphone, flip down to active, flip up to mute. Talking about microphone, that is exactly what you're hearing here. Unplugged straight in 3.5, no sound tweaker, no sound morpher, no nothing, just straight plugged and played. And again, this is the same test, same platform and everything I tested the 65s on, going 3.5. So if you wanted to hear that difference, go check out that video, come back here, and you can hear that one. Of course, that one we were able to run 3.5 in USB. Right here, we're running straight 3.5. But again, your microphone is flip up to mute, flip down to active, and again, your microphone is plenty moldable. This is the microphone on the Corsair HS55. Let's talk about the sound on the Corsair HS55s right here. And as you've been seeing through this video, yes, it connects by 3.5. So that means you're going to be able to use it on any platform that has a 3.5 connection. So that means any console, any PC, any Mac right there, you know. As far as your mobile phone, you just got to make sure you have the port. If you need a splitter, it does come with the splitter right here for your microphone if you're on PC. Now, talking about the core sound of the HS55s, 50mm drivers, frequency range 20 to 20,000. The exact same frequency range in drivers that we saw in the HS65s. And if you watched that review, you saw me rave about that sound. If you didn't watch that review, wow, the sound of this is so, again, as I stated in there, it's exciting. Right? It's definitely more geared in the highs. It's not screechy or ear piercing by any means, but it's definitely that detail focused environment right there. If you're playing competitive, you do get those high frequencies right there as far as a reload or a footstep coming around a corner. It's not punchy bass. You have a hit of bass, if that makes sense, which is what I always really like in my headphones or headsets. You know what I mean? Again, that's a good way to put it. More or less a sound like a headphone, you know? I guess what brand? It's not a beat sounding headphone, you know, just a quality headphone where you got that bass that's gonna hit and bam, you're back to your detail, your environment, or your footsteps. It's not that bass that's gonna hit and overtake and roll into all those other sounds. You know, again, me talking playing racing games, you hear the tires, you hear the crowd, you hear the exhaust popping right there, you know, playing a story game, Horizon Forbidden West, the bow busting off the shields, or even the music, and then the foliage blowing in the wind. It was just, wow, it was so exciting because, again, I've been using so many different headsets and dabbled in playing the same games lately, and when I came to these guys, it was just like, man, I want to keep on playing, or let me go back. I just want to try that game. I want to see how this sounds with that, you know what I mean? It was such an exciting headset. It was immersive, right? A different kind of immersive. Again, I feel like I'm repeating myself because I said all the same stuff in the 65s, which is awesome to be able to say that in the mid-tier headphone, also saying the same stuff in the budget line. Now the HS65s are gonna come in at $50 right here. And what do I think about them coming in at 50 bucks? It does a lot right. They are very comfortable. Could I give it the stinking cozy badge? I don't think so. I wish it had the ear pads that came on the 65s. I really wish they would have done that here. That would be stinking awesome. The build honestly makes me a little bit nervous, and we kind of see that down in budget line of headsets, you know what I mean? Could have they put those metal implements on here and just not given us the USB dongle and still kept it at 50 bucks? I don't know. I don't know how all the manufacturing and all that stuff works, but that is what I would have really liked to see. The 65 ear cushions here, and then the metal parts right there at 50 bucks. Yo, game changer this would have been. But right now, again, with the build making me a little iffy right there, the sound is amazing. I would still say save up a few extra bucks and go with the 65s.